What if I told you you could build a BIM tool during your next coffee break? In this video, we will convert a Python notebook into a shareable web app. To demo this workflow, we're going to build an IFC property extractor, where you upload your IFC file, get instant reports, filter by element type, and export to Excel. For this, we're using 4 tools: a collab notebook where Python lives rent-free, IFC OpenShell to crack open IFC files and process their data, Gradio for instant UIs with only a few lines of Python. Once our app is ready, we're gonna use Huggingface to host it forever. With 0 licenses, 0 installs, 100% free. So in your browser, open a collab notebook and follow these steps. First of all, we install our packages. Besides the ones I talked about earlier, we add pandas for data modeling and transformation. Then we need to save in a requirements.txt file only packages that are required to run this app when deployed later on. Now let's jump into the main code block of our app. Here we start by importing the libraries we installed. Then we create a function to extract properties by element class. Inside the try except block, we open our model, create a list to add our table rows objects. Then we get relevant elements to collect their properties, which we put inside a row object and append that to our result list. We add a check in case no elements found. Now all extracted properties are organized into a clean pandas data frame for easy analysis and export. Then we create temporary files for downloading output tables once we extract data. And to finish this function, we return the pandas data frame and the paths to our download temporary files. Once we're done with that, we add 2 other functions, one to extract our types to use as a filter, and another function to update Gradio drop-down options once IFC file is uploaded. Now the second part of this app is the UI. We create a Gradio block and we add a markdown that would appear at the top of our app. Then we create 2 rows to hold our UI components. Inside the first row, we add the file uploader component. Inside the second row, we are creating 2 columns to have elements on top of each other. In the first column, we'll add a type filter dropdown and a button to extract properties. And in the second column, we'll add output download files. Then we're going to step back these rows and create a table to display our element properties. Then we trigger the drop-down menu update when you upload an IFC file. And this is where the main action happens. When you click extract, it runs extract properties function. Then we finish with our download buttons that will appear only when data is ready. After we're done with all that, we can launch our demo and get a link that's valid for a week. But in our case, we want to deploy it to Huggingface. And for that, we need to make sure we add this line at the top to write this file. When you run your code blocks till this point, you should have the app.py and requirements.txt in your Collabs session storage. Now, in order to deploy our app, you need to have an account in huggingface.co. I'm going to leave the link in the description. Once you open your account, you go to your profile and then click on Settings and then click on Access Tokens. Then you go ahead and create a new token. Make sure that you have right type of token. Then you give your token a name and hit Create Token. Once your token is ready, just copy it and hit Done. Now the last step is adding a deployment code block. We import Huggingface's API tools and OS for environment variables. We set our Huggingface token securely using an environment variable. We initialize the API client with our authentication token. We define our target username and space name as variables. We attempt to delete any existing space with the same name first. We handle case where deletion fails, like when the space doesn't exist. We create a new Gradio space using the Huggingface API. We upload our main application file app.py to the space, and then we upload the dependencies file requirements.txt for proper installation. Finally, we print the live URL where users can access our deployed app. Now you can run this final cell after executing the previous ones, and you will instantly get a live link to your web app. Click it to see your BIM tool in action. Now your team gets this clean interface anywhere. Gradio can do way more than tables. You can add custom CSS styling, embed 3D models, and much more. I will drop a GitHub link to this notebook in the description. Now that you've seen how simple this Collab notebook plus Gradio workflow is, what other BIM tools would fit perfectly in this pipeline? Drop your ideas below and I might break it down in detail next time. Make sure to subscribe and like for more upcoming content.